absolutely perfect night here in the nation's capital. How about that view? The Washington Monument high above Washington, D.C. Just a matter of blocks away from the National Mall. We're back inside the MCI Center at the 2003 World Figure Skating Championships, the second phase of the competition for the ice dancers, the original dance. Hi again, everybody. Terry Gannon back with the two-time U.S. ice dance champion, Susie Wynn. And Susie, quite a compelling race for the gold medal here. You've got the defending champions from Russia, Irina Lobacheva and Ilya Averbukh, against the Canadians who finished second last year, Shaylin Bourne and Victor Kratz. And this is their first meeting this season.
Oh, well, it'll be exciting and such a great competition. It's always hard coming back as the world defending champions, and there's a lot of pressure on Lobacheva and Averbukh. She's been injured for most of the season, so they don't quite have, they haven't had the time to train at that high quality standard that we're used to seeing them at. But in contrast to that, we've got Bourne and Kratz, the Canadians, and they look prepared. They look very prepared here and strong, and they look like this is their competition. If they can win, they would be the first North Americans to do so.
Besides, that's the race for the gold medal. But how about the American story here? Two very good teams, Naomi Lang and Peter Chernyshев, the five-time U.S. champions, but the young team, too, Tanith Bellman and Ben Augusto.
Boy, they're getting so close. Lang and Chernyshев did not have very much time to prepare for the national championships earlier this year, and Bellman and Augusto are edging in, and they got closer at the four continents where they were able to overtake Lang and Chernyshев. So these teams, a rivalry, it's big, and they are certainly pushing American ice dancing toward the top of the podium.
Last time there were two U.S. teams in the top 10 at Worlds, 1990. Susie was a part of one of those
there you
teams.
Go.
Right now, the standings after the compulsory dances, there were two separate groups. Lobacheva and Averbukh won their group. Bourne and Kratz won theirs. The Americans each came in fourth.
Please welcome now Shaylin Bourne and Victor Kratz.
The original dance is only 2.5 minutes in length, but it's worth 30% of the overall score, and right out of the gate, the 10-time Canadian national champions take the ice, making their 9th appearance at the World Championships. Shaylin Bourne and Victor Kratz.
Open with the waltz rhythm. A dance that has sweeping edges, a refined quality in the upper body.
At the World Championships throughout their career, and a silver medal. That silver was last year. They finished second to the Russians. They were out the first half of this season because of the tendinitis and Shaylin's Achilles.
The requirements within this original dance, the second phase of the competition: 2 footwork sequences, 2 dance lifts, and 1 dance spin. This is transitioning into a polka. And Shaylin are noted for their very exact, wonderful footwork. Very difficult turns. A little unison mismatch toward the end of the footwork. Skated. It was a powerful waltz, a powerful polka. Some of the nerves entering in a little bit on the edge of the side-by-side footwork, but other than that, a fine performance.
They've never won a world championship. They'd love to do that here in their last Olympic eligible competition. They're going to retire after this event here in Washington, D.C.
Because of the traditional nature of the dance, the waltz, you won't see huge lifts with unusual positions. You'll see very traditional holds, but this was well skated and well presented. The judges are really looking for difficulty in this footwork, a variety. Here they go into a low position, which takes a lot of strength right in there, and then to maintain balance and come back in unison, very good. This is where they unraveled a bit, and the judges certainly will be looking at that.
And a look at the panel of judges working this original dance. This is, of course, the interim international system in place at the World Championships. There are 14 judges in all. Only 9 of their marks actually count. Even the judges don't know which ones actually count. They are anonymous. There'll be 2 sets of marks, as always, but in the original dance, the first is for composition and the second for presentation, the overall artistry of the program. There's the first set.
I would think these are a little bit low. That first mark, the difficulty was there, the originality, the utilization of space.
Presentation marks, though, those are higher. Look at the 5.9.
Wow. Well, they certainly captured the character of this music and express it very well.
Well done for Shaylin Bourne and Victor Kretz. When we come back, the rivals of the Canadians, the team that won the gold medal last year from Russia, Arina Lobacheva and Ilia Averbukh, are next. All you have to do is change the channel for a full night of figure skating from the World Championships here in D.C. Bourne and Kretz just a moment ago. Now it is the team that won last year. They stood on the top step of the podium in Nagano at the World Championships. Arina Lobacheva and Ilia Averbukh, undefeated throughout the season. The 4-time Russian national champions.
In terms of their creative work, the original dance, I would say, is one of the programs they're most comfortable with. Right off the start, getting some wonderful speed.
Because of Arina Lobacheva's knee injury, people kind of forgot about them a little bit, at least, at the beginning of last season. You go back a season prior to that, but they came within an eyelash of winning the Olympic gold medal. It's a 5-4 split on the panel. They lost it to Anasina and Pezarov.
Speed. They look much more comfortable here than they have all week. I would say the difficulty that they have in their program is comparable to the difficulty of Bourne and Kretz. They just seem to be attacking this program more than the Canadians.
And much more than they had earlier in the week?
Yes, it's a nice surprise.
The Canadians, this figures to be their last Olympic eligible competition. They plan on going back to Russia, and Ilia Averbukh plans on being a broadcaster.
They just fully committed to this waltz rhythm, the polka. They were very involved. A great performance.
Would you put them in the lead over Born and Kratz?
In this particular event, I would.
Irina Lobacheva and Ilya Averbukh from Russia, the defending world champions.
They had great attack in all of their choreography. Here in the side-by-side footwork, slight unison problems, but the speed was maintained, and they had great expression. Right in here on these inside twizzles, they lost unison, as did Born and Kratz.
In the kiss and cry area, Natalia Linachuk and Gennady Karponosov. Oh, they're kind of excited right now. They're two-time world champions themselves, but they're reacting to what they've seen already, even though they have not announced the marks yet in the arena. All right, there's the first set, 5.5 to 5.9. Well, that's
some
fairly
unison
high.
problems, but I loved their attack. They were fully committed. They were involved in the performance. No holding back, and that was nice to see.
And the presentation marks 5.7 up to 5.9. 4 of the judges putting them in second, but most putting them in first, and they have the lead over the Canadians. On the ice right now from Bulgaria, the 6-time national champions of that country, Albena Denkova and Maxime Stavisky. They finished 5th at the World Championships last year.
They're taking on more of a Baroque approach in this opening march, which creates different movement, a different flair. This footwork is different than the other teams because they perform it in a mirror form. They mirror one another, weaving in and out of one another, and now they're parallel.
It's been an interesting season for them. You may remember that Albena Denkova was the one who handed in the petition on behalf of 38 skaters last year at Worlds, protesting the bronze medal finish of the Israeli team. And they finished 4th at Skate Canada, the first Grand Prix event. Many thought that the judges were sending them a message, but then a couple of weeks later, they won Nations Cup.
This Grand Prix, we saw all sorts of results. Every week it was something new, a new leader.
Which is something new in itself in ice dance.
Absolutely. They have many different arm connections that are very difficult. A difficult lift because it lands forward. Most lifts land backward. They certainly had a sensitivity to this music and the program. Both are equally matched in their skill and difficulty. I certainly appreciate their skating. This was a nice performance.
A real threat to medal here at the World Championships. They came in second at Europeans, and they stood on the podium at the Grand Prix final as well. Albena Denkova and Maxime Stavisky.
They had very nice unison at the top of this footwork, but here it started to unravel a little bit. It wasn't as precise on these outside twizzles, which are hard turns to do. And they almost have a slight collision there, getting close to the wall. A lot of skaters have been complaining about the size of the rink, feeling that it's much more narrow and short. And their final lift, he grabs at the knee, very straight back, and a forward landing. That's a bit of a risk because when you land forward, the toe picks right there. So they have all these subtle difficulties in the program. I fully appreciate that.
Dick Button always talks about the axel being the most difficult jump because you're going forward. It's because of the toe pick? That's the main reason?
It's the toe pick and where your weight is. It's very easy as you step forward to want to lean toward the toe pick. You have to keep your weight behind you.
So the composition marks, now the presentation marks, 5'3" to 5'8", a wide range, but overall, Denkova and Stavisky into third place. Five-time U.S. champs are next, Naomi Lang and Peter Chernyshев. They've not only been pushed, but influenced by the young team of Belbin and Augusto from the U.S.
Well, we've actually reevaluated our programs, especially our original dance. We've gone back and changed a lot of things and made things more difficult. And I think now we can really start to compete with Tanith and Ben with our original dance. We've really made it a lot harder. And as far as the rivalry goes, I think it's great that the American teams are coming up in the standings, and the United States is really improving in ice dance, which hasn't happened in a while.
Championships, Lobacheva and Averbukh of Russia in the lead here in the original dance over the Canadians, Bourne and Kratz. But on the ice right now, the five-time U.S. champions, Naomi Lang and Peter Chernyshев. Second consecutive season they've had to come back from injury. They missed the Grand Prix series this year because Naomi had a cyst on her Achilles tendon that was misdiagnosed for a long time. She will have that taken care of after the season. Have to have surgery.
They have looked very confident in practice, skating with great speed and much improvement. They have very neat feet and very strong flowing edges. They're excellent technicians.
From behind to win the U.S. national title this year over Belbin and Augusto, and then the youngsters actually came back and returned the favor at the Four Continents Championship, beating the five-time champs.
Certainly can't hold back here because, as you said earlier, Terry, Belbin and Augusto have a very strong original dance. It's really their full strength this season. Looks as though they're slowing down here at the end of the program. Great fast action on these turns. Little slip for Naomi there. Slight unison problem. So difficult to work with an injury throughout the season, but I appreciate the value of their difficulty. It's upgraded. But a small mistake toward the end of the program and some slow skating.
They finished as high as 8th at the World Championships. The last couple of seasons, they've come in 9th. Naomi trying to get the crowd going, so that will get the judges going maybe a little bit. Naomi Lang and Peter Chernyshев playing to a home crowd. They
opened in good form here in the circular footwork. They have lovely line through their back, beautiful knee bend. Both have difficult footwork, very well matched. But toward the end of the program, they started to lose a little bit of their power and their control and their tracking. This is looking nice, but it was slow in real time. And collectively, these little things matter, just the unison through these turns. Naomi just came off of her axis, leaning slightly to the right, not staying over her skate, but great recovery. In this Chevy Stroh motion, you can see the lack of unison in the second and third frames. Peter's ahead on his turn. Naomi got off balance. She wasn't keeping strong over her right side. They picked up toward the end, but it's those little things collectively that stand out in the judges' minds.
The marks for composition and required.
Now the kiss and cry, waiting for the marks. The American champions. The first set for composition on the way. And there they are, 5.0 up to 5.6.
Some of these are a little bit low, but they need to be competitive. They have to skate with speed and more emotion.
Second set for presentation, Susie.
And these are a little bit better, but they're certainly capable of more, and they know it.
And they're disappointed, you can tell. In 7th place overall are the American champions. The final team to take the ice will be the American silver medalists, Tanith Belbin and Benjamin Augusto, and it's in the original dance where they usually make a move.
Well, I think the original dance has always been one of our favorite events, and we have really worked hard this year on this particular dance, and we've really just tried to make it as comfortable and as fun as possible. And I think the choreography really flows well, and we feel the character of the dance very, very easily for us. And it's just, you know, it's fun to go out and perform, and that I think is what people kind of can latch on to, and they can tell that we're having fun, and that makes it more fun for everybody to watch. So it's one of our favorites. The free dance, though, is also, we love that one.
Chips right now on the ice from the U.S., the 2002 Junior World Champs, Tanith Belbin and Benjamin Augusto. They've only been on the international scene for a few years, but they were well prepared for all the attention that has come their way. The camera has always loved Tanith Belbin. Since she was 12, she's been working as a model and an actress. Her role in a made-for-TV movie gave her an early glimpse of stardom.
C'est le nouveau frog dans la rue.
She's put her modeling and acting career on hold while she pursues her other passion.
Right now, skating is my full focus, and that's the only way that we're going to achieve all that we hope. But eventually, I'd love to figure out maybe something else for myself.
Whether on the ice or in front of a camera, when the attention is on, Tanith is at her best.
I always loved the idea of being in the spotlight, and performing is still my favorite part of the sport.
Like Tanith, her partner Ben Augusto relishes the spotlight too.
It's just an amazing feeling. It's that feeling of performing and having so much attention on you and everybody liking what you're doing, hopefully.
He's known for his impressions.
I'll say thank you very much.
And for hamming it up both on and off the ice.
Now on his answering machines, he always has a different voice. And it'd be like Arnold Schwarzenegger saying, "Oh, the Augustos are not home right now." Or I think it's like the Crocodile Hunter right now.
Got Steve Irwin on right now. Crikey.
4 years ago, Tanith and Ben came to Detroit to try skating together. After just one practice session, they knew they had found something special.
You know, I've watched a lot of my friends who haven't been able to find that one person that they really click with. And so I'm just grateful to have found her when I did.
You know what? I think Ben's the first partner that I've ever gotten along with. So it was so great when I found out that, you know, he's this easygoing, funny guy.
For God's sakes, Jim, I'm a doctor, not a pool man.
With 2 Grand Prix bronze medals, a silver from the Four Continents Championship, and the U.S. Championships, the season spells victory for this team.
I think that a lot of our success has a lot to do with our chemistry with each other. And we both have a good sense of humor. We love to dance, we love to have fun, and it just fits.
Thomas Belbin and Benjamin Augusto.
Now you got to wonder how she keeps a straight face during her practices and most of the time with Benjamin Augusto. Right now, it's Lobacheva and Averbukh who have the lead over Bourne and Kratz. On the ice, though, Tanith Belbin and Benjamin Augusto, the three-time U.S. silver medalists. And part of her costume has fallen off already. And we've seen that happen many times, and the referee can't stop. And they're going to stop. Or perhaps not. The referee stood up to stop it, and she sat back down.
Looks as though it's a feather. Still a distraction. This music has been such a great vehicle for them. It has a youthful exuberance about it. It suits their personalities. Great control in the circular footwork. This side-by-side footwork has displayed more difficulty than any of the other teams. They go on to the heel of their blade, the toe, right there, the heel, yet they keep up the speed and incredible unison.
There's another piece of Tanith's costume that has fallen off onto the ice. You might want to change the original dance costume from now on. And even though it's just a part of the feather, it looks like it can be dangerous.
Oh,
right?
Certainly. Their final dance spin, it needs to be centered in good position. Well, this program has been a winner all season. They have developed the characters and the feel of the music so well. And this was among one of their best performances.
They talked about it. Why do they shine in the original dance?
I think it's just the music. They seem so comfortable with the feel and the flair, the tempo. It just suits them.
Tanith Belbin and Benjamin Augusto. She's only 18 years of age. He's 21. Flower Girl's going to get part of the costume and take it off.
The choreography was brilliant. They generate great enthusiasm and energy, but look at this lift. Such balance and control. The dismount, very clean. Just excellent work. But this is the best footwork of the competition. They are so well matched, the unison, and the difficulty is there. Right in here, I'm simply impressed. Right here, they ride on their heel, but they keep up the momentum. They keep moving forward. Nothing stops them.
The marks, please, for Tanith Belbin and Benjamin Augusto.
The competition within the competition. Which American team will finish higher here in the original dance? Got to believe that Belbin and Augusto had the edge.
They had the energy and the performance and no mistakes.
So here's the first set for composition. Mark's taking a long time today here in the the original dance. Here they are, 5.2 up to 5.7.
I think 5.2 is very low. I would give this a 5.7. This had everything that an OD needs.
Presentation, 5.3 up to 5.8.
Well, those are some nice marks. They deserve.
From 3rd to 8th, the placements from the judges. How do you put them? Forget about it. But a positive outing, there's no doubt. The original dance for the young American team. So we check the standings after the second phase of the competition for the ice dancers. The Russians, the reigning champs, Lobacheva and Averbukh, have the lead over the 10-time Canadian champions. Denkova and Stavisky from Bulgaria currently in 3rd. The two American teams well positioned right now. Belbin and Augusto in 7th. Lang and Chernyshev currently in 8th. Right now, let's go over and join Peter Carruthers, who is with Belbin and Augusto. Peter?
Thank you, Terry. Great job, but you were leaving a trail of feathers out there. Was that a distraction?
Oh, yeah. Well, actually, it's happened before, so we were kind of used to it. But we spotted them right after they had fallen, and we kind of plotted in our heads where our pattern was going to go. So we knew that we were safe from them once they had fallen. But hey, you know, we're never going to be able to perform this OD again, so we're very happy with the way everything went.
Why is that original dance so good for you, Ben?
Well, I think, this is a program that we've really trained hard all season, and especially the last few months up till now, we've really been hammering them out at home and just working hard, and it seems to be working for us.
Well, best of luck in the free dance. Terry?
So we wrap it up here on ESPN, but right now just switch over to ABC Sports to catch the free dance and our live coverage of the ladies free skate. Except for those of you living on the West Coast, you can see it in 3 hours at 8 p.m. Until then, for Peggy Fleming, Dick Button, Peter Carruthers, Susie Wynn, I'm Terry Gannon. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com.